Hello. Hi. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I am lulling Lisa, hoping to lull you into a state of relaxation, entertainment, or sleep through ASMR. Hi. After doing a pretty in-depth poll with you all on the community tab, I'm sorry if some of you missed the community tab, it happens, but I was very curious to ask you all what kind of content you wanted to see, so role plays or otherwise just anything you wanted me to make, things I haven't made, things I have made, so I'll be looking through your suggestions for the next little while, starting now in regard to filming. A lot of you like the Italian accent roleplays, so worry not, those will be coming. But some of you, to my surprise, requested the sort of rambling, just like talking about a topic together without any premise, like no roleplay whatsoever, just me settling down and chatting with you, just the sort of chatty ASMR video style. And I love that for us because I feel like that is the best way to connect with you all, because I'll sort of like purge my soul and feelings to you, and then you reply with your feelings to me, and I just feel like we get to know each other a lot better. So I love reading your comments for these kind of videos because it really feels like we're connecting. So I wanted to get up close and personal and just chat with you all, and forgive my appearance, I've been gone. I went to a little event with my sister, we had a nice time, and then I got home and I really just wanted to chat with you all because I feel like ASMR for me is not just watching it is so comforting now, but making content for you is so like healing almost. Like it just feels like my way of de-stressing because I am definitely an introvert at heart. I feel like you can sort of call me an introvert masquerading as an extrovert because I don't think when I'm in a social setting it's so obvious to tell that I'm an introvert. But I am. So after a social encounter, I have fun. I like to go out sometimes, but the idea of going out, I sort of psych myself out beforehand, and I'm like, oh, I'm so comfortable at home. I'd rather just stay home and relax. But then when I get out, I'm happier that I've been out. But the way I describe introverts and extroverts is sort of like an introvert after a social event. Not to say that a social event wasn't good or, much needed, but after a social event, an introvert will come home and we will recharge our batteries alone, and then we'll feel better. An extrovert is at home, not to say that they're unhappy, but they're at home and they'll go out and they will recharge their batteries by being social. And so I feel as though this is what makes me an introvert, because after these sort of events and things like that, I need to come home and just recharge my batteries on my own. If that relates to you in any way, I would love to know if you consider yourself more of an introvert or an extrovert. Because as I said, sometimes in doing these like personality tests, I will figure out that I'm sort of more introverted, which is so interesting. And as I said, the pandemic, I hate to say that, but it definitely made me way more introverted. So I feel like as things are sort of easing up and feeling more normal, I am trying to calm down on the introvert level, and I'm trying to put myself a little bit out there more. I hope that, resonates with you all in some sort of way, but I'm happy either way being an introvert, and I feel as though social setting that I feel comfortable in, or like a group that I feel comfortable in. That's when an introvert really shines, when you feel super comfortable, almost like you feel at home. I don't know why I went on this tangent about introverts and extroverts, but I suppose you want this chit-chat, little rambling video. So here I am, and that's been on my mind lately. And it's funny because I have two sisters. I have an older sister and a younger sister, and we're pretty close in age. I'm the middle child, and I feel as though both of my sisters have been through periods of their lives where they've suffered a little bit from anxiety. And I always felt as though I didn't suffer from anxiety. I was like, I don't really get these like feelings of anxiety or what have you. Some things will trigger them and it will set them off into a little bit of like an anxiety like spiral, if you will. And I always thought that I didn't suffer from anxiety, you know. Sometimes your mind is very powerful, so if you tell yourself something, it's kind of true. But anyhow, and then I've been realizing lately that I do a little bit suffer from anxiety. When I was younger, I would get like these dizzy spells and I would just write them off as vertigo. But I feel as though when I'm under a lot of stress, my anxiety comes through in dizzy spells where I'll feel like the vertigo feeling of like, you know, you feel a little bit like loopy, if you will, like just a little bit like dizzy. So now that I'm older, I've realized that I do suffer a little bit from anxiety. And I feel as though it's true what they say, that if you suffer a little bit more from depression, it's because you're living in the past. And if you suffer a little bit more from anxiety, it's because you're living in the future. So I'm trying to live in the present, but I feel like I know that I have a lot of future things that I have to stress about. And so I have a little bit more of these anxious feelings lately. And it's so strange to feel anxious. I mean, for me, anxiety comes in the form of not being able to sleep in. So I'll wake up during the night a little bit just feeling like anxious, nervous, like a little bit stressed. And it's such an awful feeling. But what's really helped me, which is obviously why I'm talking about it, not just to complain, but what's really helped me deal with feelings of anxiety is walking. My sister and I, particularly my younger sister, because we live together, we walk now twice a day. So we'll do a walk in the early morning and then we'll do a walk in the evening. It's nice that it stays sunny later in the summertime in Canada, but we will do these walks and we'll somehow end up either in a forest trail or like we'll end up on like a little forest path. And I can't tell you how much being in nature and walking and moving your body in a forest helps with anxiety. It's incredible because I'm the kind of person who absolutely detests, I hate going to the gym because it's so boring, and I understand why people would like that because you feel really good sometimes moving your body and whatever, what have you. But I need more of like the mental stimuli of like seeing trees and nature and hearing bird sounds, and it's been so healing and so rewarding. And I think my sister told me this fact, that it was like one of the most healing things you can do, something that actually makes you live longer and de-stresses you, is walking in a forest path and chatting with someone. And that's exactly what I do, and it's truly been so helpful and so just like healing. And it's not to say that if you don't need healing, you don't need to do this. I feel like it's beneficial for everyone, but if you have the opportunity to walk with someone, of course, so you just feel safer and more comfortable, but if you have the opportunity to walk with someone in the forest wilderness, it is incredible. Unfortunately, being a girl, it would be lovely to be able to walk alone by myself, but that's not always possible. So recommend anyone walking alone. Just for safety reasons, I feel like you're always better off walking with somebody, but if you have the chance, it's so healing, it's so lovely, and I just feel like nature it's really healing. It is. So sometimes we need to get out of the four walls that we surround ourselves in and like open the skylight and look at the clouds and look at the stars and just see how vast the world around us is. And I just feel like we would feel so much better if we could do that every single day at least. So I understand that it's not always possible for everyone, of course. It is quite time consuming, honestly, but it's so worth it. So yeah, that is hopefully my pearls of wisdom to impart on you, is to find the opportunity to walk in a forest wilderness, even if you can do it once a week. I think it would be so beneficial and so healing. So yeah, that's just been making me feel better lately, because I have a lot of things going on, a lot of things to plan. My older sister is getting married this year, and it's been extremely stressful, to the point that I'm like, I can't wait until your wedding is done with so I can relax. And then my wedding will be next year, and then who knows, my younger sister's wedding will be the year after, who knows, but it's been very stressful. I've been having a lot of adult problems, grown-up problems, I should say, just like, being a grown-up, it's a trap. Don't grow up. If you can wait, just don't grow up so fast. It's not very fun at all, but I've been dealing with some grown-up problems, you can say, and it's just very, consuming, and I feel as though I can be anxious because I feel like my mind thinks about situations like in the future. Like sometimes I'll be like, okay, well, this is okay to feel this way for now, but like 5 years from now, this situation shouldn't be happening. I'm always like too far ahead. And the thing about stress is that I heard that if you're going to stress out about something and it actually does happen, what was the point of even worrying? Because it's like you're worrying twice. And then if you stress about something and it never happens, why were you so worried? It didn't even happen. So I'm trying not to be so stressed about things. Like sometimes I'll just get stressed about like an event coming up, or like even like some social situations, believe it or not. Sometimes it's hard to be a little bit introverted. But yeah, it's just, I've been having, of course, my own little just struggles. And I feel like I need a vacation. But these are silly problems to worry about. I mean, if we're stressed about things that are so silly and so insignificant in the long run, we truly are blessed. Like imagine if your biggest worry is like not going on a vacation this year. Like that means you really don't have many problems in life. So I'm trying not to worry so much, but making ASMR videos is just so healing, and I'm just trying to stay motivated, and I'm trying to create content that I know you want to see, but also content that I love to make. So it's sort of like a fine balancing act, because I could be a certain way and create only a specific niche or a specific type of video that you want to see, but then I feel like I would probably get bored of that, and you would probably get bored. So I tried to be fast and like explore different realms of ASMR with different role plays or different types of videos. But of course I still want to come back to like the tried and true favorites, because I love them too. So I feel like I'm sort of exploring a little bit, especially now with my green screen. I feel like the last time I made a ramble video, it was before I even had my green screen, and now I have it, and I feel as though it's making my roleplay sort of like come to life, which I really enjoy. But now you'll see I even made like 1 or 2 roleplay videos without the green screen, because there was a period of time where I was only making them with the green screen. I'm rambling, but I love the green screen. I feel like it's so immersive. But I know that you enjoy green screen or not. You're just happy to be is a tricky thing sometimes because I feel as though some content creators are more comfortable with being a little bit more, I'll just say it, a little bit more like sexually opened or like, comfortable with making these more specific niche fetish types of videos. And I'm really struggling with not doing that because sometimes I want to do role plays and expand, but I don't. I'm so terrified to make this kind of like sexualized ASMR content. I don't want to be that kind of creator. And I hope you don't want me to be that kind of creator because I don't want to make fetish content. I just want to make content that really comforts you, relaxes you, entertains you, or puts you to sleep. Because that's what I like to watch, so I want to make what I like to watch. But I understand that because this community is so large, that there are like specific niches of ASMR, and some creators are like hyper sexualized, and I'm not saying there's a problem with that. I'm just saying it's not something I personally want to do, and I have this fear that sometimes when people think about ASMR, they might think about that, and I just don't want to, put myself in that kind of box ever. But I don't want to also be so terrified to do things like, maybe I've said this before, but when I first started my channel, I was like terrified of being like considered sexual or like sexualizing myself because a woman is like whispering on camera and like comforting someone, and it can feel very like there's a fine line that I just don't want to cross. But I also don't want to be terrified of crossing that line, if that makes sense. Because in the beginning, I remember I was scared to wear like a low-cut top or anything in case I would give the wrong idea to someone. But I'm thinking like I just want to be myself. I don't want to put myself in a box of something that I am or that I am not. But one thing is for sure is that I don't want to be that kind of creator, and I don't want ASMR to be thought of as that kind of thing, if that makes sense. So it's just interesting. It's been a learning experience. The funny thing, I don't think I've ever said this, but the funny part about having this channel is that I watched ASMR for years and I loved ASMR. When I discovered it, I was like instantly hooked. It wasn't something that I had to grow to like learn to love. I was just instantly addicted to ASMR. I thought it was fantastic. And then I thought when I would make my channel, I didn't think I would make any role plays whatsoever. I thought I would do a lot of videos where like you wouldn't even see my face, where I would just pan down and maybe you'd see me flipping through a magazine or touching like makeup products or what have you. I didn't think I would turn into this type of creator. It just sort of happened like out of the blue. I honestly never thought that I would, but I feel like I made a few of those videos where you just could see my hands and what have you, and I just suddenly like branched out and wanted to create the kind of videos that I enjoy watching. So it's just so interesting to see my own personal evolution and to see my channel turn into something that I never thought it would. I apologize for these very fast rambles. In actuality, in real life, when I'm not whispering or softly speaking, I really talk very fast because I think that I think very fast, and so sometimes I want to get it all out, what's on my mind, so I talk like a mile a minute. So yeah, ASMR is definitely teaching me to slow down as well, but it's just interesting to see the evolution of my channel and what it's becoming, and who knows what it will look like even in a year from now, right? As things change and the community changes and I change, so it's just a learning process and a growing process. But as I've always said, I just so appreciate your support and patience with my channel, and some of you just, most of you say like the sweetest things to me, and it really keeps me going. Sometimes I'll even have a bad day, and of course you're not even aware of it when you make these comments, but the right comment at the right time just like lifts my spirits and reminds me why I do what I do and why I create when I'm creating, and it's just so incredible. So yeah, I do always want to take time to make ramble videos and just chat with you all, because I feel like this is my way of connecting with you. You can only connect so much in a role play, but I feel like I want you to get to know me and I want to get to know you, and that's why I like these videos where we can interact. So I hope you'll have things to interact with me about in the comment section down below, because I love reading your comments and it's something that I will always do no matter what. So I really do appreciate your support. And truly, I have never thought I would be the kind of person to even look at or care about an algorithm. But I'm realizing that engagement and watch time and thumbs up and things, I feel like that helps everything on my channel. Like seeing you interact with videos actually helps my channel grow. So I really appreciate it. I never thought of myself as someone who would actually care about algorithms or even understand them, but I'm learning. So it's been really nice, and this is sort of like my passion project. It's something that I care about so much and I'm so passionate about, and it feels really good to have you along on the journey with me and to have some of you here since like virtually day one, and then I'll have some new subscribers who are introduced themselves and who are so nice to me, and I love and appreciate you so much. So yeah, whenever I'm feeling sad or lonely, if the opportunity arises, I definitely want to come to you and chat with you and ramble with you, even if I'm feeling happy. Of course, that's important too, but yeah. So now that I've talked your ear off, I'm sorry. I thought I would incorporate a little bit more triggers in this video and just make it maybe more pleasant, but I really wanted to ramble and pour my guts out to you. But I feel like we've been together for so long now, so it just felt right to open up to you. And you know, I appreciate your input and I love hearing what you have to say as well. So I use you all as guidance, and that's why I like to ask comments in the community tab as well, because it's very helpful for me. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for being here with me and for growing together with me, because we are growing together and it's a beautiful thing, truly. And I appreciate if my rambles were a little bit too fast and not tingly and slow enough. I would love to be the kind of ASMR artist who could talk only at this pace. But I have so much on my mind that I have to tell you. So hopefully you still enjoyed this video. I enjoyed being with you, as you can tell, and I do look forward to doing this again soon. If you enjoy these rambles, let me know and I'll make more. Sometimes I think you don't want to hear me ramble. It might be boring for you, but I like it personally myself. So